Last time on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
The reunion, when worlds merge.
No! This is not cool! No! No! Yes! No. No! Oh my god! Dude!
Cloud, save her!
I think that Sephiroth is trying to make Meteor occur in all worlds at the same time.
You gotta be kidding me! He still ain't dead!
There you are. Sephiroth!
She's here!
Let's end this. Together.
Yes!
I must admit, I underestimated you.
You definitely did, asshole. Let's do it, Aerith.
I saw what you did back there, Cloud.
Take me later. This ain't over.
Right. Okay, let's finish this. Cloud! Stop it! Oh, stop it!
Taking over. Sorry. You will. What do you make of this? Is any of it real? Don't even bother. That shit won't work on you. Not anymore.
Back to business, taking over.
My turn. Don't overdo it.
Here goes.
No more.
How can you want this, Sephiroth? How can you want an eternity of loneliness? You've got this.
Taking over. All right. Keep it together.
I'll take care of them.
Shall I settle
Let's do it!
Great. Let's go. All right. Keep it up.
Let me teach him a lesson.
Gotta give it my all.
One more shot. You asked for it.
Fine.
I'd keep my distance.
Let's do this.
Alright, planet's protection.
I got mine.
It nullifies damage for a little while. Oh, yeah! Gotcha! Bring it!
So it's my turn? Hey, you asked for it. I'd keep my distance if I were you. Got this.
No more games. It's on you.
Here goes.
Burn.
That's it. This one's for you. Go on. Don't give up now, you guys. This one's for you.
Let's dance, asshole.
Yes! He is running?
Why is he laughing?
Because he knows this isn't over. Ready? Everybody's waiting.
Yeah. I thought so. She manifested one last time to help us.
We got him.
The meteor's still coming down.
So this is it, huh? Time to say goodbye. For now. See ya!
Oh, God. In my opinion, this is a much better send-off than the original game. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, though.
Aerith, wake up.
So is she dead or alive? I don't know!
Can't stay here forever. We'd best get moving.
Yep, sounds good.
Is she still with him?
I'll see you off.
I wonder if maybe she's still, like, with us. Like, with the party, just not, like, only Cloud can see her.
Tifa, come on.
I have to admit, you were quite the man.
Who, me? I guess not. Anyway, you haven't seen Viceroy Saruf, have you? He failed to show at an important event. Made us look like fools.
Maybe he wouldn't have, if you'd spent some money on that set.
Ah, you're probably right. Rich kids do like things just so. Still got results, though, even without him. Resistance elements are more fired up than ever.
Oh, I see.
You know, Glenn, I'm on to you. This war is nothing but a ploy to distract me from Sephiroth.
How very astute. Regardless, the plan is already in motion. Our promised land will become reality. Our father's dream, accomplished by his son.
I want the real thing, not some imitation.
But an imitation's all you deserve. In the back, just like old times.
Whoa. Well, the planet's still fighting. Wait. A dream?
Did I? Nah. I couldn't have dreamt that. It all felt way too real. Just as worlds unite, so too do they part. But who's to say they can't unite again?
Nibelheim the next day. Yeah, they're all going.
Can you not raise it just a wee bit higher?
Screw you, cat. How's this? Oh, shit.
Nice catch.
So, what Aerith actually do anyway?
They can't see her.
Well, and with that, we are cleared for takeoff.
Finally.
It's not fair.
Aerith?
I wonder if it really is like a Schrodinger's cat. She's simultaneously alive and dead at the same time.
The hell? The reunion.
Hey, you coming or what?
Yeah, one sec.
Whoa! He put it into his sword.
You have to promise not to look up.
Don't look up.
Well, now I gotta look.
He can see it.
Fine, but don't let it get to you.
Don't let what get to me?
It's not real. Just an illusion. Now let's go get Sephiroth. He's hiding up north.
North.
Trust me, he is. Soldier's intuition.
Oh, yeah? Better hope you're right.
All right, fine. We trust you. Just remember, we got everything riding on this. And that's a load you'd best be ready to carry.
No heavy loads. We're close to capacity as it is.
Don't worry about me. I can handle it.
Take care.
You gonna be okay getting back?
And if I said I wasn't? Don't worry. It's like a second home.
I guess. But what if something happens?
Then I'll send up smoke.
Thanks. I'll keep an eye out.
I'll put everything I've got into my prayers. I'll stop the meteor. And I'll leave the rest to you. Good luck.
Aerith. I will stop Sephiroth. Trust me.
You promise?
Promise.
Walking city streets with worn cobblestones, listening to people rushing past to rhythms all their own.
Goodbye.
Life passing me by, not thinking how the
No promises await at journey's end.
until I met you. I won't say that it was fair.
Oh, man.
I won't say that it was destiny. But if not, what could
I honestly don't know how to feel about the ending, if I'm being 100% honest. Mostly because, I mean, yeah, I know that Aerith died again, but the sting of it is a lot less. And not because, like, you know it's coming, but because it's almost like she isn't really gone in a weird way. I mean, I put 100. I put over like. I think at this point I'm up to like at least like 105 hours into this game, and it's a great game, but I think probably my biggest disappointment is the fact of, like, I think I kind of get what's going on, but I mean, like, we're not gonna have anything concrete until the next game. I mean, like, great cast. Oh, man. A lot of really good actors in this game. Big Swedge, Jesse, Marlene, Johnny, Kyrie, huh? But, kind of like what I was saying is that I think that probably the biggest... You know what's really funny? I'm just seeing this, sorry, I cut myself off here, but Dave B. Mitchell is an actor I've known for a while, and I really like him, and I think he does absolutely fantastic. Oh, Allegra Clark was Ifalna. Oh, gosh. I thought I seemed familiar, but I couldn't quite tell. Anyway, something that I wanted to say is that it felt, oh wow, there's just such a, I'm sorry, I recognize so many of these names, oh my god. Anyway, something I wanted to just, I'll point this out quick about Dyne's voice actor. The funny thing is that I always kind of imagined Dyne having that voice, because like years later, when, like, you know, like, I'd heard more of him and everything, I don't know. I was like, you know, like, you kind of, like, you know, in your brain, you cast who you think would sound really great in a role, and I was just like, I was like, oh, I think that Dave B. Mitchell would be fantastic for Dyne. And then he was, and I was like, oh my god. No promises to keep, yeah. Now, one thing I will say is that, in my opinion, they didn't make enough changes. And I don't mean, like, to the gameplay, or, like, the bosses, or the main part of the story, but to the ending. I felt like they really could have... They could have gone an extra mile, and really changed it. And maybe they will. maybe this is just the setup for whatever they plan to do in, like, you know, the third game. You know, I don't know. Because Aerith and Cloud, I mean, technically there is another Aerith alive in that other reality. At least I think she is. I'm not 100% certain. But, you know, that seems to be the case. So, maybe what they're planning on doing is having her, like, quote-unquote, like, survive, but in that different timeline. Maybe she'll wake up in the other timeline, and technically, a part of her will still live. But yeah, this whole thing, like, the ending put a huge strain between, like, Tifa and Cloud, which, I mean, it makes sense. And I'm not talking, like, you know, like, here's the thing. It doesn't bother me because, you know, I canonically, you know, think that, you know, they're gonna end up together by the end of the game now. It feels really weird to me to, like, we have all this build-up and, like, you know, now at the very end of this game, it's like she doesn't trust him at all anymore. And I mean, granted, plenty of reasons why, but what I think, and this is just me, I think that adding, like, you know, like, the Whispers of Fate in the first game were kind of weird, but they served a narrative purpose. The narrative purpose was to change the timeline. And yet, the timeline is vastly unchanged. And I'm like, why bother to have that happen if you're not gonna, like, fully take advantage of the change that you can do? Like, that's just, that just to me feels like a thing that just bothers me. Like, part of the reason that it really bothers me is because of the fact that it felt like they did a lot to really, like, set aside, like, that this is a new reality with, like, you know, like, it's supposed to be, quote-unquote, a sequel to the original and everything. And yet, it's treading the exact same ground. I'm disappointed because I felt like they really should have done something to make it its own thing. Now, granted, I know that certain people definitely want it to be more of a, like, they want it to be like the original. And I get that. But very clearly, like in the first game, they made the choice. They made the narrative choice to make this a sequel and set in another reality. So why are they having events, like, you know, even though there are small deviations, why are the big story beats exactly the same? Like, that's really bothersome to me, because it's like, you may as well have made a 1-to-1 remake in that case, but they didn't. They obviously wanted to do something different and special and big, but they didn't. I mean, like, they didn't have to give us an excuse for, like, you know, changing things up and, like, you know, like, making the story a little bit more, you know, different and everything. Like, here's the thing. I'm real upset about a couple of things. Like, probably the two biggest things that I'm really upset with in this game are the fact that, one, like, Aerith dies, kinda, but it doesn't really feel like it. Like, it doesn't feel like she's gone. But yet, she's not here either. It feels, like I said, like a Schrodinger's cat sort of situation. But I'm very disappointed because, like I said, they could have easily remade the game following, you know, the same events, just, you know, slightly different, like adding in all of the things that they have, you know, added and everything. But it feels like the only big thing they've really done is they've inserted Zack into a separate timeline that may or may not cross over with ours. It crossed over one time, and like all that stuff that happened with Zack was not explained. Like, why is he somehow in the timeline? Like why is it not that he is back at the beginning of the story, like 5 years in the past? Why all of a sudden is he 5 years into the future, and the Cloud from that reality is just gone? Because, you know, like, the Cloud that he had with him obviously is like, you know, the Cloud that, you know, he rescued from, you know, Nibelheim and everything. So, I suppose my biggest problem with all this is the fact that they just didn't really do anything narratively different or interesting. Because why have the whole emphasis on Zack in the other timeline if you're not going to explain it or even give a hint to it? Like, my problem with it is that they just gave us nothing. It's just, okay, why is he 5 years into the future? Why is he not 5 years into the past like he should be? Why is he there? Why is Cloud with him, and what happened to the Cloud of that timeline? Did it, like, merge? Did they become the same person? Or is something different happening? I really don't know. My biggest problem is the fact that, you know, we've got this really interesting story, really interesting, really good narrative bits that have no explanation. And that's my biggest problem. My biggest problem is there just doesn't seem to be any real connective tissue, really. Like, that's the thing that I think really bothers me, is the fact that it feels like all the pieces are there, but they purposefully didn't connect them so that they can connect them in the last game. The problem is, if they screw up between now and the last game, or they make changes, or something different happens, you know, and those narrative things that they've set up don't pay off, then it's just bad. I think that's my biggest problem, is that they're not setting themselves up for victory. They're not necessarily, like, setting themselves up for failure either. But, one, they're not setting themselves up for victory. They're setting themselves up for something, and they're giving us no indication that we really can trust them on it. Because it feels like they fumbled the whole thing with Zack. Like, seriously, if you cut out all the Zack moments in this entire game, the game still works. So why have them there at all? If they were purely fan service, I could understand that. But they feel like they should be bigger. And yet, they're not. They're nowhere near as big as I feel like they should be. I mean, seriously, Zack's kind of a big deal. Like, not only the fact that he had his own game, it was remade and re-released recently. Like, they made a big deal about, like, Zack surviving and being in this game for him to amount to a single fight at the end, which was fun. A lot of fun. Really cool. But again, the problem is, if you cut him out entirely, then nothing changes. The story doesn't change. I mean, you could still have the whole, like, you know, like Tifa Cloud final date thing. Like I said, he's just not needed. So why have him there if he's not gonna drive the story? I think that's probably the thing that bothers me the most. The thing that bothers me the most is the fact that they could have done something really amazing, but either because of worries of, like, pissing off their fan base, or, like I said, they have some grand idea that they're waiting until the third game to try and make pay off, you know, it feels lackluster. And I know I've just kind of been word vomiting about this for a little while, like during, like, of course, like, all of this, but I really just gotta say that I'm just really disappointed, because, like, what was the point of having Zack in this scene that we're actually seeing here, scroll up, making the choice to either go see Hojo, go to Biggs, or, like, not be able to decide between the two? Those are obviously in 3 completely different timelines. So, either that or he dreamed all 3 timelines? Which is odd? It's just an odd choice. In my opinion, I don't mind, like, the big Kingdom Hearts-esque final battle thing, because, you know, they wanted to top the first game. That part doesn't really bother me. But they have so many different plot threads that are left hanging at the end of this. And it doesn't feel like it's supposed to be a cliffhanger. It's supposed to be a, hey, get pumped for the last game in the series sort of thing. But I just, like, having questions is good, but I mean, like, this scene that we're seeing right here, like, Cloud saves Aerith, and yet it doesn't matter at all because she still dies anyway. Kind of, sort of, maybe, I don't know. It was like flickering between 2 different realities, where she lived and where she died, and it's like, why do that? Were they trying to please both people? Were they trying to please both the people that wanted her to live and wanted her to die? Because, you know, that's stupid. Don't try to appease both. Stick with something and go through it. If you're gonna have her die, have her fucking die. If she's gonna live, have her live. But don't half-ass it. And it feels like that's what they did. It felt like they half-assed it to try and have everyone, like, you know, enjoy it. Which, like, you know, like, Cloud goes up to Aerith here and he's like, Aerith, wake up. And she does. And he's all he's not upset that she died, and everyone else is looking at him like, you're an asshole. Because he's not sad that she's dead and all that stuff. But, like, that's just so weird. I mean, there is absolutely no reason why he wouldn't just tell everyone that he can see Aerith to try and comfort them. That is... I genuinely believe that that's something in his character that he would do. He wouldn't just leave them all hanging, and yet he is. And it'd be different if he was like he put the black materia into his like the quote-unquote fake black materia. I'm not sure if it's fake or real. I don't know. He put like the black materia into his sword, and it's like, okay, how the fuck did that work? Like, why did that happen? I don't get that. And then you got like this final moment of like Aerith being all by herself saying goodbye, and it's like, okay, so is she dead? Is she alive? What the fuck is going on? See, having questions like, what are they gonna do in the future? Like how are they gonna do this? How is this going to go in the future? Those are good questions. Questions I should not be having is, what the fuck did I just watch? What the fuck just happened? And if they're betting to resolve all that in the last game, that's just bad storytelling. I'm sorry, but it is. Like, I can see now why a lot of people were really upset about how, like, the game ended. And now I see why, is because the biggest thing of all is that it doesn't feel satisfying. I don't think that it satisfied people that wanted Aerith to live. I don't think it satisfied that wanted people the people that wanted Aerith to die. I don't think it doesn't feel satisfying. It just doesn't. And at the end of the day, if a game does not feel satisfying, oh boy, that's bad. Confluence of Worlds. Complete chapter 14. Chapter selection and hard difficulty are now available. Okay, I can select the chapter for real challenge. Switch a chapter difficult to hard mode while playing. Items cannot be used and rest spots only recover HP. Play log, accessible via the system of the main menu. Shows your achievements throughout the story and in battle. Gold Saucer companion selection. When choosing Chapter 8 or Chapter 12 from, you can select any character with a close relationship to Cloud to accompany him in the Gold Saucer. Okay. Okay, Combat Simulator updates. Meeting certain requirements, such as completing all proto-relic salvaging quests, will unlock unique combat challenges featuring Sephiroth and Zack. Okay, that's cool. Chocobo ranches now have changing boosts, and you can alter your party's outfits. Red 13 and Kate says Loveless outfits are available for purchase. Why doesn't everyone get that? That would be so much better. But thank you everybody so much for watching. 104 hours and 55 minutes. Just short of 105 hours. Just to be feeling unsatisfied by the ending. Oh boy. That's, oh, boy, does that leave a bad taste in my mouth. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. What you guys think. Like I said, I know I just word vomited for a while, and, you know, part of the reason for that is that it's 3 in the morning, as you can clearly see on the time clock. I really wanted to finish this. It is done. I have finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. After 105 hours, I don't think that I should feel unsatisfied, but I do. The ending isn't satisfying. And boy, does that hurt it. I personally would give the game 7 out of 10. Ironically, 7 out of 10. I'm not even kidding you. It drops 2 points. I would have called it a 9 out of 10. I would have called it a 9 out of 10 if not for the fact that they just dropped the ball at the end there. because everything was going good. I was so excited to see what they were going to do. And then at the end, they just kind of decided to just do nothing. And I know that, like, you know, some people will disagree. Some people will be like, well, they didn't do nothing. It's like, no, they kind of did. They kind of chose to do nothing. It's the nothing ending. It's just, is Aerith truly dead? Maybe. I'm not really sure. Like, I like, that's the biggest thing is, like, is Aerith truly gone? I don't know. I don't have an answer. Because we saw Cloud both save her and fail to save her in the same moment. So, is it a Schrodinger's cat? I don't know. And frankly, it is too late at night for me to be trying to figure this out. So, thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Thank you for joining me on this long-ass journey through this long-ass game. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, because it was a lot of fun. It was good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But dear God, dear Lord in heaven, why couldn't the ending have been more satisfying? Why did they have to literally leave it not only on a cliffhanger, but they blue-balled us. It's a blue-balled cliffhanger where I don't even feel satisfied. So, yeah. So, thanks again, everybody. And feel free to like, comment, subscribe it if you're not already. Ring the bell for all these notifications and I don't know what I'm going to be playing next after this. I mean, I've got plenty of ideas and everything, but this is probably going to take a while to edit and everything because today is March 25th. So I finished this on March 25th. I guarantee you this is going to go up many months from now. So, yeah, I have enough content for a while. But either way, thanks again, everybody. And as always, have yourselves a beautiful day, my beautiful, beautiful viewers. Hey there! If you enjoyed this video, why don't you consider subscribing to my Patreon so I can keep making awesome videos like the one you just saw. The link will be in the description below, and as always, have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful day.